TV soap news and spoilers say that we're bringing you an exciting sneak peek into what's coming next week on Days of Our Lives. From unexpected health scares to thrilling heists, the week from May 12th to May 16th is packed with drama that's sure to leave you on the edge of your seat. The stakes are higher than ever as characters deal with betrayal, illness, and hidden motives. Will Xander's world be turned upside down by his wife's health crisis? Will EJ seize the opportunity to take control of the hospital? And what will happen when Steve and Sean continue their dangerous mission? Hold on tight, because next week promises to be a whirlwind of emotions, suspense, and heart-stopping moments. Let's dive in and break down the key storylines that will unfold next week on Days of Our Lives. Sarah's shocking allergic reaction. A weekend gone wrong. One of the most dramatic moments next week involves Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, whose weekend getaway with Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, takes a dangerous and unexpected turn. The couple had been looking forward to a quiet retreat, hoping to escape the chaos of their everyday lives. However, things take a horrifying turn when Sarah takes a bite of a lemon scone from Sweet Bits and immediately declares that it tastes off. As Sarah starts to cough and wheeze, the alarming signs of an allergic reaction quickly become apparent. Xander, frantic and desperate, shouts for someone to call 911 as he watches helplessly, realizing his wife is in serious danger. This health crisis sets the stage for Sarah's hospitalization, and what was supposed to be a peaceful trip quickly devolves into a nightmare. For Xander, this puts him in a difficult position. With his wife in critical condition, Xander will be forced to shift his focus entirely to Sarah's care, leaving him distracted and vulnerable. As Sarah fights for her life in the hospital, Xander will have his hands full trying to manage her medical crisis, and this is where the real trouble begins. Xander's distraction opens the door for EJ's manipulation. While Xander is consumed by the urgent need to care for his ailing wife, EJ DiMera, James Scott, sees an opportunity to further his own agenda. As we've seen in previous episodes, EJ is always scheming, and with Xander distracted by Sarah's crisis, EJ may swoop in to take control of University Hospital, the very institution that has been central to much of the current drama. Xander, preoccupied with his personal life, may not even notice EJ's quiet moves to take advantage of the situation. This storyline will have Xander juggling two major crises: his wife's potentially life-threatening allergic reaction and the looming threat of EJ taking advantage of his distraction. As Xander works tirelessly to support Sarah, he may fail to recognize EJ's behind-the-scenes machinations, giving EJ the perfect opportunity to further his own power and influence over the hospital and possibly other players in Salem. Between Sarah's medical emergency and EJ's manipulations, Xander could find himself caught in a whirlwind of personal and professional chaos, with little time or energy to defend himself. This sets the stage for some high-stakes drama as EJ attempts to capitalize on Xander's distraction, leaving us wondering whether Xander will be able to regain control of his life or whether EJ will come out on top. Sean and Steve's dangerous heist, stealing medicine to save Bo. Meanwhile, in another corner of Salem, Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, and Sean Brady, Brandon Beamer, continue with their dangerous plan to break into the lab and steal the medicine Bo Breckel, desperately needs to survive his sepsis. The stakes couldn't be higher for Steve and Sean, who know that getting caught would have severe consequences for them and anyone associated with the heist. Steve and Sean will go to great lengths to execute their plan, hoping to retrieve the necessary medicine and get out of the lab without getting caught. But as we've seen in Days of Our Lives, nothing ever goes according to plan in Salem, and Steve and Sean's mission will be filled with tension and drama. Will they succeed in their mission to save Bo, or will someone discover their plot and foil their plans? This mission is set to be one of the most heart-pounding storylines of the week, with Steve and Sean risking their freedom and their lives for the man they love like family. However, it seems someone may be getting closer to discovering their secret mission. Who will find out, and how will they react when they learn about Steve and Sean's dangerous plan? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the fallout from this heist could change everything for Steve, Sean, and their loved ones. Julie's heartfelt prayers for Beau, a mother's hope in the midst of crisis. As Beau Brady's health continues to hang in the balance, his mother, Julie Williams Susan Seaforth Hayes, is left to grapple with the uncertainty of her son's fate. Julie will be spending the week reflecting on her son's condition and praying for his recovery. She will send her thoughts and prayers to Beau, hoping for a miracle that will allow him to pull through this devastating ordeal. Julie's emotional turmoil is palpable as she contemplates the possibility of losing her son. She's been through so much already, and Beau's fight for his life will test her strength in ways she hasn't had to face before. In the midst of Beau's medical crisis, Julie's storyline is one of heartfelt emotion and a mother's undying love, as she holds on to hope and prays for a positive outcome for her beloved son. The emotional journey of Julie and the rest of the Brady family will likely serve as a powerful subplot in the upcoming episodes, as they struggle with the devastating uncertainties surrounding Beau's fate. How will Julie cope with the possibility of losing her son, and will her faith be enough to see her through this dark chapter in her life? Philip's beating and the accusations against Xander. The drama continues to escalate as Philip Kyriakis, J. Kenneth Johnson, finds himself hospitalized after a brutal beating. Philip's attack will send shockwaves through Salem, especially as Xander becomes a prime suspect in the incident. With Philip now lying in a hospital bed, Xander could find himself facing accusations of revenge, as many people assume he's the one responsible for the attack. However, it doesn't look like Xander is the one behind Philip's beating. Xander will be forced to defend himself against these accusations, which could lead to even more complications in his already chaotic life. Philip's attack could have serious repercussions for Xander and the people around him, especially as EJ and other enemies take advantage of the situation. As Xander tries to clear his name and figure out who really attacked Philip, he'll be drawn deeper into a web of deception and revenge that could put him at odds with both old enemies and potential allies. Will Xander prove his innocence, or will the suspicion surrounding his involvement in the attack bring even more trouble to his doorstep? Conclusion: a week full of high-stakes drama and heart-stopping moments. As we look ahead to next week's episodes of Days of Our Lives, May 12th to May 16th, the drama is sure to be unrelenting. With Sarah's allergic reaction threatening to derail her marriage to Xander, EJ plotting to take control of the hospital, Steve and Sean risking everything to save Beau, and the ongoing accusations against Xander, next week promises to be one of the most intense weeks in Salem history. From heartfelt moments of family prayer to action-packed heists and dramatic showdowns, there's no shortage of high-stakes drama, and we can't wait to see how these stories unfold. Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news. So subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.